guys, how are you doing? I hope you're really well. So I have just finished recording a new intro video for the channel, and I really wanted to kind of do the same sort of thing for you guys, but as a video, which was really all about my mission, what I'm doing, and just to really kind of bring you up to speed on where I'm at. Okay, so like, why is that important to you? That's my first like point that comes to my head. Well, like, why is what I'm doing going to be valuable to you? The thing is, I feel very strongly that I am here to help you guys. If you're drawn to my video, I have something, I have a message from your guide team, from the universe for you, and that is exactly the same for me when I watch other people's videos. It's because, or read their blog or read their book, it's because they have something to tell me too. So that is really the reason why I am here, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so when I started the channel, I really was kind of at the start of my positive step forward in my life and starting to step into my mission. I didn't really know entirely what I was doing. I didn't really kind of completely comprehend what it was all about and what the point was of my journey. Now, the more conversations I have with my guides, the more I write, the more I bring through this love and light channel, the more I get what I'm doing. So essentially, my whole focus is around love, happiness, and empowerment. And really, this is the key to it all. As you all know, when I first, well, if you have watched my other videos, you will know, when I first began this journey, when I first started looking into spirituality and trying to get a grip on where I was at in the world, I was anxious, I was sad, I was codependent, I had a string of bad relationships, I had a really bad codependent pattern that attracted like narcissistic type patterns into my life. I wasn't in a terrible place, but I wasn't in an amazing place either. However, I was kind of getting along and things were not too bad. You know, I wasn't in a really awful position. Then I decided to move home, break up with my codependent, my partner that I created a codependent relationship with, and we'd been in a relationship for quite a long time, so I was very attached to him. I broke up with him, I moved location, I moved close to my family again. I totally uprooted my life and totally changed everything. Ooh, root chakra, wow, you know, like everything, just like I've just pulled the underneath out from my life. Now, had I known what, realistically, if I'd had the maturity, let's say, to understand now what that might have done, I don't think I'd have done it. But I think that's the whole point. Like, I didn't realise, so I just did it, you know, I just went for it. And it caused catastrophic results for me. You know, I was absolutely devastated. I went into the dark night of the soul. I had two breakdowns. One, I had one, and then I sort of recovered, and I went straight back into the life that I had decided in my mind was the right life for me. And so consequently, I had spent 6 months getting better and had another one straight away, of course, because I thought I knew better than the universe. Of course I did. But anyway, I didn't. And what happened after that was essentially that I really suffered for 6 months, and then about another 6 months with a really difficult 6 months either side of that. It was a good couple of years. I was really struggling, okay? But the positive thing that to come from all of this is that I actually have something to offer, because after this difficult time, I had the realizations, the aha moments, things started to fall into place as I surrendered, as I allowed the universe to come and teach me what she had to teach me. So my job is helping you step into and find your best self, or should I say find and step into your best self. Now that kind of is a little bit misleading, this find yourself, because you are not lost, you haven't disappeared anywhere. So the word find is tricky, okay? But if I say tap into, tune into, it's fine if you're quite a spiritual person already. That kind of means something to you. But if you are totally new on the spiritual journey, the concept of tap into the self that's already there sounds a bit like, what? You know, so this is why I've gone with find. So it's locating within yourself. But can you imagine if I said, oh, I'm trying to help you locate yourself within your inner being? Yeah, no. So yeah, so this is why I say find and step into your best self. Now, it's not your true self, it's not your real self. Who you are now is your real self, it's your true self. It's just that we're trying to fine tune, yeah, and to move into our best self. Again, all these words are really tricky because they're not ideal. No language is ideal for the spiritual journey, and this is part of the problem I think that we have. But anyway, that is my mission, okay? And the way I want to do that is, and the way that the guides have expressed to me that we can do this over and over again is very, very simple. Every single reading I do, every single piece of writing I write, the same message comes through over and over and over again. And my guides tell me over and over and over again, this is what you're here to do, Kat. This is what you need to tell people. This is what you're here to teach. And it is so flipping simple, you wouldn't believe. And it is to open your heart. That's it. Open your heart and the rest will follow. It's quite simple. It's not easy to do, particularly if you have patterns and problems and difficulties and issues and dysfunctions, which we all have, but it doesn't change the fact that it's not actually that complicated. Open your heart, the rest will follow. It's simple. So what do I actually aim to do? Number one, keep things simple. I want to help you. I want to teach you what I've taught. As I'm learning new things from other people, I want to pass that on as well. So I see it as a two-way street. I'm looking to you guys and to other people to learn, and then I'm passing it on because we need each other to learn and to develop and grow. So keeping it simple is the first thing. So I want to get the information and give it out, okay? Whether it's coming through the channel of my writing or my cards, or whether it's coming from what I've read in other books. But it's about opening the heart for me, and how I want to give you that information is, number one, keep it simple. Number two is keep it positive. Now, this is a bit of a contentious point, keeping it positive. Now, I am an innocent archetype. I am a happy, sunny, childlike person. I do not do amazingly well with the darker energies and the darker side of things. I've definitely got like a sort of angelic thing going on. I don't mean I'm an angel in the sort of pedestrian sense of angel, you know, like I'm this virtuous, amazing person. Of course I'm not a virtuous, amazing person any more than you are or anybody else is. We're all amazing, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me, I'm an angel. Right? I don't mean it like that. What I mean is I have that like light energy, and I really, really struggle with the heavy dark stuff. And to be honest with you, for ages, for such a long time, I struggled with this because I felt like unless I was like the amazing Marianne Williamson, you know, on Twitter every few minutes, shouting the cause of this person and that person, and talking about things being difficult, or like Caroline May saying, you know, if you don't look into the dark and take it seriously, you know, you're being kind of like evasive and whatever. Sorry, Caroline Mace, I know that's not really what you said, but I hope you get my point. I think they are two of my most, you know, two of my favourite people. Particularly Caroline Mace, I absolutely love her, you know. And I tell you someone who jumps to mind as well, talking about dark energies, because Doreen Virtue always says that like she's quite good at dealing with the heavy stuff. But when I read the light worker's way, I thought, oh yeah, because she says, well, you know, like, not everybody is able to do that. That might not be your job, to convert heavy energies and to deal with the heavy energies. And I really like that, okay? So it makes sense that for me, the energy I'm going to bring forward, the messages I'm going to convey are the lighter, the positive ones. I am not being a Pollyanna and saying that the darker energies or the sinister things in the world are not happening. I'm just saying it's not my job, like, not my job to care about them, but that's not my part of the job to work with that on a daily basis. Because to be honest with you, I just don't have it in me. And I was really embarrassed about that for ages, and I was kind of scared of putting it out there, because I felt like I might get bashed or people might start like criticizing me. And do you know what? Probably that will happen now. But that's okay, you know. There'll be some dark energies for me to deal with, you know, and obviously I care very much about those causes, and I would participate in those conversations and want to make that personal contribution to those situations. But on a daily basis, dealing with things, it's not the thing that I am best at, okay? What I am good at is bringing forward this energy of positivity as my innocent archetype. That is my job, okay? And I feel that absolutely 100%. So it's not to say that I don't think the darker stuff and the shadow work is important. I think it is tremendously important. And I'm not saying that I don't ever delve into those topics. It's just that I am not amazing in those areas. So, you know, you're maybe going to need to find that somewhere else, you know? But anyway, I've slightly digressed, but I just didn't want to say, keep it simple, keep it positive, and be like, oh, here's another person who just thinks it's all positive, positive. I absolutely don't. I absolutely don't think that at all. But I do think that's my contribution, is the positivity. The third point, so keep it simple. I'm doing it the wrong way around for the camera, aren't I? Oh, well, whatever. I'm not sure which way it is. Keep it simple, keep it positive, keep it heart-centered. My guides are so keen on expressing to you, through me, that it is not any more complicated than opening this channel of light and opening up, you know, the heart, and opening up that core center and allowing the energies in and bringing your energies out. It's like a flow, you know, and so everything I do now, I'm trying to keep it all about the heart-centeredness. Heart-centeredness. And that's why, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I'm kind of moving more and more that way. The same with Facebook, the same with Twitter, the same with, definitely with my blog, although my blog has kind of always been like that, so which is another story in itself. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I was going to say something else about that, but anyway, I've forgotten now. But the point is, right, that now I am happy, I'm empowered, and I'm in love with life. Now, it wasn't very long ago I really wasn't like this at all. And the key here, I really want to get across to you, is that you can have this too. Wherever you're at, wherever you are at the moment, you can grow into this, because I did. And I had a really, I mean, I'm not exaggerating, my relationship pattern I had from when I had my first best friend. I got into that relationship pattern with her when I was like 11, and I was like that until I was like 34, 35 when I started, what, 33, 34 when I started to break it. That is a lot of years, guys. I was looking for my purpose in life for 20 years. Now, I was looking for it longer than that, because those of you who've read things that I've written and know my story a bit, who follow me, know that I had like a sort of aha moment. I was probably visited by my guardian angel or something along those lines when I was about 9, about my mission. But I'm talking when I was an adult, so from being about 16, 17 when I started to think, what am I going to do? You know, so for like 18 years I had no concept of what I wanted to do really, but I was constantly looking, and I mean constantly reading, watching things, you know, trying to find out. It wasn't just like, oh well, I got into another job and I forgot about it. No, I was like looking constantly. So these are massive things that I shifted. And so even if you think I'm a lost cause or I can't do that, you absolutely can. All right, so this is what I really wanted to convey today. And you may be watching this because I've just put it up on the channel. You may be watching it because I've linked it in the description box of another video, because I kind of want to put this video in the description box of all videos, because I want you guys to feel the passion, to understand what I'm doing, so that if you are new to the channel or if you want to know about me, you can find out what's going on and, you know, what I'm here to do for you. And I also really would love it if you would tell me, like, your journey, your story. What are you doing? How are you getting on? Reach out if you need help. It's me on the end of that contact form on the website. Send me a message and I will reply as quickly as I possibly can. If you need help, if you need support, reach out. And also look in the comments of the readings, because there's a really amazing community here at Spiritual Candy and people really care. And if you write a comment, someone will jump in straight away and give you a beautiful and loving answer, because they really are a beautiful group of souls, the Spiritual Candy's community. So just do that, you know, and reach out to us, okay? And if you are one of those people that puts comments and helps other people when they're upset and reaching out, then thank you. You're a beautiful soul. Right, so I just want to, before I end this video, I just want to look at a couple of questions or points. Now I've written them down up here. You may have noticed every now and again I look over because I just wrote myself a few like notes here. I don't follow like any sort of script or anything, and I don't think I've really edited this much at all, but I try to keep it as natural as I possibly can. How did I get, and do I get this? Right, okay, I've kind of covered these, but these are a couple of questions that people have asked me recently, and so I kind of wanted to include them because I think they're things that will naturally jump up if you start watching me and think, well, you know, and this is, where do I get this information from? I have a guide team. However, I have a kind of, I suppose, my understanding of universal energy is just that everything is one energy. So this idea of angels or guides and stuff, I think to some extent is our way of processing universal energy. I'm not sure they exist in the way we always think they do, but they are like a form that helps us to comprehend this energy that's coming through to us, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have, that said, I do have a guide team. I also, so sometimes one of my guides, I feel they speak to me. I don't actually hear. I'm not, it's not like that for me. I'm claircognizant and clairsentient, so thinking and feeling and knowing and feeling, you know, I get this sense that something comes to me and I feel like, well, I've always known that, but I haven't. It's just there. And I can feel things as well. So that's how I get the information. But sometimes it comes to me directly from my guide. So the guide is there in, you know, as complicated as and as simple as that is. I won't go into explaining how exactly I see it all. And maybe do another video on that. If you're interested, let me know. But the guides sometimes speak to me. Sometimes I feel it and it just, you know, it just comes to me as like flashes of inspiration or ideas. And a lot of the time my information comes through when I'm writing, so I almost free write, you know, like channeled writing. I certainly don't think when I'm writing. It comes through me, not from me. However, it's not like a channeling like Paul Selig or things like that. It's not like that type of channeling. It is in my voice, it is with my examples, but largely it just feels to come through me rather than from me. That's the best way I can put it. And it definitely has a sort of channeled aspect to it, but I wouldn't call it channeling. Yeah, so that's where I get it from. And so all of my books are not from my mind. I feel like they're gifts from the universe, and they come to me, and literally I type rather than I do sometimes write by hand. Sometimes I write my blogs by hand, like if I'm not sat on a train or sat somewhere with a few minutes, I'll write a blog. But largely I type them, and I cannot type fast enough for the energy coming through. You know, I have to go back and read it to like understand it. And one of the cool things as well, which I just want to tag in here, is that my work primarily makes sense of the whole earth experience for me, and then I pass it on to you. So it's tuning me up and then I pass it on, you know, so it's like that. It's not like, oh, I'm some expert. I am not an expert. What happens is they teach me so I can teach you, you know. So that kind of moves on perfectly to the next thing. My mission is to help you feel love, happiness, empowerment. That's it. Freedom and joy through being in the light of love through this heart-centered channel. That's my mission. Anyway, guys, I've kind of rabbited on for like 20 minutes, so I'm going to go now. But guys, I love you so much. I'm so passionate about my mission. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please let me know. Share, like and subscribe. I've done this on this backdrop, which is kind of narrow, and I've got the gold one behind, so I don't know what you're going to see in the background. But anyway, I'm just trying to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it positive. Guys, I love you so much, and I'll see you on the next video.